Christian Louboutin did not lose because Yves Saint Laurent used red. He lost because YSL used too much red. The sole was red, the shoe was red, everything was red. And that tiny difference let YSL walk away. So who owns the red sole on a Louboutin shoe? And if you buy fashion, copy it, resell it, or even just recognize it, a color can become property. Most people think the rule is simple. You cannot trademark a color, or Louboutin owns every red sole. Both are wrong. The real answer is stranger. He could protect the flash, but not the paint. That fight started with one of the most famous accidents in luxury branding. In the early 1990s in Paris, Louboutin was finishing a prototype. The shape was right. The black sole was killing it. Nearby, his assistant was painting her nails. He took the red polish and painted the underside, from toe to heel. Suddenly the shoe had a signal. Not a logo, a flash. When the heel lifted, the bottom announced the brand before anyone saw a name. So he kept doing it. Pair after pair, the outsole stayed lacquered red, and over time, that red bottom became recognition itself. A trademark is not supposed to reward beauty. It is supposed to tell customers where something came from. So, in 2007, Louboutin asked the US Trademark Office to protect the thing people recognized. In January 2008, they registered it, a lacquered red sole on footwear. Not the color red everywhere, the sole. Europe would later pin a shade to Pantone 181663, Chinese red. The American mark was broader and more dangerous. Because, once that registration existed, the question changed. How much of the fashion palette can one brand fence off? Then YSL made the perfect test case. In 2011, they released monochrome shoes, purple all over, green all over, yellow all over, and red all over. Red upper, red heel, red outsole. To Louboutin, a rival house had put his signature under its own foot. In April 2011, he sued. YSL's defense was brutal. They had sold monochrome shoes for decades, and fashion cannot function if one designer can remove a color from everyone else's toolkit. Because once red can be locked up, why not blue? Why not the exact pink another house lips on? A New York district judge agreed and went further. He said a single color can never be a trademark in fashion. Louboutin's mark looked dead. Not just the lawsuit. The red sole itself could collapse back into ordinary paint. That should have ended it. It didn't, because the Supreme Court had already answered part of this in a case with zero glamour. In 1995, Qualitex, the product wasn't a heel. It was a green-gold dry-cleaning press pad. The court said a color can be a trademark if customers connect it with one source. Secondary meaning. The color does not start as yours. You make the public understand it as yours. So the Second Circuit had two traps. Ban color marks in fashion forever, or let one designer fence off too much of a basic design element. On September 5, 2012, they cut the difference. Fashion does not get a special ban. A single color can be protected if it has secondary meaning. That was Louboutin's win. But they narrowed the mark. He did not own every red outsole. He owned a red lacquered outsole only when it contrasted with the rest of the shoe. Black upper, red sole. Nude upper, red sole. Any upper that made the red bottom read as a separate flash. YSL's shoe was red on red. Same color everywhere. So it did not infringe. Louboutin kept the trademark. YSL kept the shoe. He won the right to protect red soles and lost against the red sole that started the case. Because legally, the issue was never just red, it was recognition. This isn't really a story about heels. It's about the moment design stops being decoration and starts being a source. Turns out you can own a color, but only once the world already knows it's yours. Next time someone says a brand owns a color, ask, do people see the color or do they see the source?